Hey, ladies and gentlemen, boys and berries, welcome to the Magic Brad Show. I've got a guest that's trying to get online right now. Might be having some technological difficulties because that's the way of the world these days. Technical difficulties. His name is Doug Crowe, and he's a modern business growth strategist that gets tangible results for businesses. And he may be popping on here, but like I said, technical difficulties. So in the interim, the show must go on. So I am on, and we'll wait for Doug to show up. He's probably in the green room having some of those digital hors d'oeuvres. So I will go give a knock on the green room door and see if he's in there. So hang on a second. Doug, you in there? He's there. 1 second. Let me bring him on. There he is.
There we go. How you doing?
I'm doing well.
Good.
Have some challenges?
No challenges. Not at all. I just have two screens, a couple microphones. Got to make sure I'm getting the right one here. So you hear me loud and clear. We're good.
Yeah. So I did a little pre-intro before you got on, and
All right.
I did put a little graphic together here. I'm not sure if you saw it, but it looks like this, and it's about future-proofing your personal.
Look at the crazy eyes in that girl. Wow.
No, she's looking into the future.
That's right.
Haven't you ever done that? Looked into the future?
I've looked and I've not known what I've seen, but I can only prevent. I can't do anything. I don't know. We'll see. It depends.
It's a weird thing. I mean, the whole concept of business planning and all that.
Yeah,
it never goes that way. It really doesn't.
It's called a business plan is called someone's best guess, and it's always wrong. So
I am in total agreement. We just recently moved into a new home, so I'm in a different studio here, just kind of getting my sea legs back, if you will.
Nice.
But so what area are you in, Doug?
I'm in Charleston, South Carolina.
South Carolina. I was in Asheville, North Carolina.
Oh, beautiful. I love Asheville. I was in Asheville last year. Great place. Yeah, really nice.
Yeah, very groovy town. I mean, you can walk down the street and see a suit and tie lawyer hanging out with dreadlocks and Birkenstocks.
You got it. It's very hip. I love it.
So I don't do these real long. I do them kind of short, 20, 25 minutes, depending on how much fun we have. So people have.
Tell me when the clock goes, and I'll bring the hook out whenever you're ready.
Oh, we don't do that, but if we have some fun, we keep it going. But I don't like to take too much time. I've been on those 3-hour webinars. It's ridiculous.
No, don't have time for that.
So I browsed around a little bit. I like what you're talking about the branding thing, because I think personal branding is pretty much all we've got as solopreneurs and entrepreneurs these days, because there's so much information.
Yeah.
All the time,
And the more I study it, Brad, the more I realize that myself and everybody else has just been doing it wrong.
Well, that's why I created the Magic Brad brand.
Yeah.
Because I knew early on, because sometimes people get me mixed up with a Brian or a Brent or a Brandon.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So I created the Magic Brad brand, and there's a couple other magicians out there that use that name, but I kind of got it capitalized. So
yeah,
I think it's really important these days, like I mentioned.
Right.
So you said you're also a growth strategist. How does that play into the whole world? Because I know it is the strategy these days. It's not just about throwing more money at it.
Yeah, of course not. Strategy and execution are obviously, they're buzzwords, but they mean something for a company that has, had some growth and they kind of leveled off. And what they generally do, and they look at, well, how can I reach a new audience? How can I, break into new markets? How can I increase sales? How can I increase conversions? And I have this free PDF people can download on a bunch of there's like 3 basic strategies we talk about in this downloadable document, where you can not spend really any hard dollars, but you could take your internal current systems and have growth just based on taking a deep look inside of what you already got. For example, if I was to ask you what's the best form of advertising, what do you say? We all say referrals.
Word of mouth relationships.
Word of mouth, referrals, right? All right, so what's your strategy for that?
Well, I'm in the event business, so it's about creating events that attract people that are in that realm.
And what's your measurement process, strategy, and growth rate on your referral system? Now, I'm not talking about you personally. I'm not talking about in general. People say, word of mouth referrals, but they tend to focus all their efforts on everything but that. They focus on ads and social media and organic and all these things, which are easier to measure. And it feels good to click a button and get 10 or 20 or 100 likes to something. But we all know the truth in our hearts is like, if I would just have gotten, a couple more referrals, it could make my month or even my year. And having a specific strategy for that with measurable elements inside it and some tactics and ways to actually do that. I mean, I just got a conference call with Bob Berg, author of The Go-Giver.
I've met him.
And there's referrals, right?
Yeah.
And that's all we talk about is how we can take that next level of referrals and business and actually just be a good servant. And businesses, everyone on their business are blowing up because of it. It doesn't happen overnight, but putting together a system in place on something which is kind of done by happenstance for most people is critical thing to do.
It could happen overnight, though, because in my opinion, the personal relationship and the referral quantum leaps over all the other fluffy likes, comments, and shares. Yeah. The internet, people get lost, and I really want to connect with this person, but where was it? Did I see him on Twitter, Periscope, Facebook, LinkedIn? Was it on Pinterest? I don't remember how do I get a hold of this person? But if it's a real relationship, someone just looks in their phone and says, "Yeah, I know Steve. He's been around for years." And
here's another example how well this works. So people just take a look at themselves for a moment. Each day we get well over 100 emails. I'm guessing I probably get a couple hundred emails come in my inbox, right? Yeah. And some people go to them one at a time, but most people will skim them and look for something they've got to or want to respond to. Right. And I guarantee you, 9 times out of 10, the first ones they respond to are somebody that they know. Mm-hmm. I mean, it sounds kind of obvious, but if I'm looking at my inbox like that, I'm sure my prospects and clients will do the same thing.
Totally.
So if you're a client, well, yeah, I'm going to take care of your needs right away. But if you're a prospect, how do I make sure that when my email gets your inbox, that you look at me with respect and like, oh, I want to listen to that, not just another marketing message, right? How do you get in somebody's respect? How do you get someone in someone's inbox where they respect you and want to read and open and read your email? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I go through the email with my finger on the delete key. That's how I sort them out.
Right. I got this one app called Unroll.me. It's a free app. I deleted like 250 subscriptions just last week. Yeah, it's garbage.
And even the ones that I still want them, but they're not relevant at this point in time. Yeah. I just delete through them, and they'll be sending me more stuff, I'm sure.
Yeah, they got a roll-up thing you can do with that. But it's funny how many things we accidentally subscribe to. I'm like, I don't really need that, right? But the ones that I keep, the marketing message I keep are story-based. People who know how to weave a good story and provide value without pitching me every single week.
It's got to be an authentic, real conversation story, too. Like, I've never liked the elevator pitch at networking events because it's so canned and stuff. I want to know what you do. I want to know why you do it. That's basically it. I got your website here. This is how to get a hold of you, right?
That's right. That's right. You can get that free download there on 3 hidden growth strategies that you already have inside your company right now that I help unpack for you and say, okay, I could do this right now. So.
Perfecto. How long have you been doing this stuff?
I've been a student of marketing for well over 40 years and in the publishing business directly with helping people with their book and their brand for about 12.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, that's right. You do some book stuff. That was kind of interesting to me because I don't like to write. My wife loves to write and read. I don't like it at all, but I kind of should have a book. I even started one. It was going to be The Marketing Alchemist, turning common into precious. And the whole thing was about turning leads into gold. Instead of lead into gold, it was leads into gold.
I like that. Same word, different, same spelling and different word. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, I just never got around to it. But
most people don't. It's a lot of work to create a book. And the funny thing is, we use ghostwriters and journalists and editors for our clients, right? Our clients hardly ever write. Few of them do, but most of them don't. It still takes 6 months to crank out a well-positioned, interesting, compelling, page-turning nonfiction book, right? It's not easy to do. Right. But once you've done it, the worst thing is if people expect to make money from it, forget about it. I mean, it's a $15 item that you get half that money. It's like, why would I spend a year, let's say 6 months to a year, to sell a $15 product? I mean, no.
It's really a three-dimensional business card.
It's more than a business card. It's a foundational element that trumps every single advertising content page you could ever do. Here's why. There's books on my shelf back here, right? Mm-hmm. Ask me about my Facebook stream, my Instagram stream, my Twitter feed, my LinkedIn feed. Those things last for milliseconds and they're gone.
Right.
A book sticks around. We don't throw away books. We might donate a bad one to the Salvation Army, but we don't throw them away. We don't burn them. My gosh. I burn through these on Instant Meat. Yeah, go ahead.
We just moved from an apartment to a house, so I know that my wife does not throw away books. They're heavy.
We donate them at some point in our life, that's for sure. But we have
fascinating, the concept of a book that there's you go to a store and there's more and more and more, and they're just coming at you from all angles, and people do hang on to them. They're physical.
It's a tangible thing. Last report I saw, there was 2.2 million new books published every year, and less than 500 of them that will sell, anything of significant value. Most of them are like people just publish stuff, which is great.
My friend Mike Wilkie just commented.
Hey, Mike.
And Heidi ho.
Howdy ho.
He's a cartoonist. He does. He's a magician friend of mine. He also does cartoons. So
nice.
He could be. He could illustrate books for people, I guess.
You know what? We've got a couple of books that were people wanted to have custom illustrations for the book, so that's a good place to go. So have him make sure he contacts me or goes to some book-centric sites and say do illustrations for books, and you can pick up some business there for sure.
So what's your take on the concept of personal branding? Even if you're a big company, when you get onto LinkedIn or stuff, it's personal because you might shift companies, even if you're an employee, or even if you're an owner of a company, you might start a new business. And the business is like, if it's new, nobody knows it. But the personal brand is.
It's important to focus on, I'll just see personality brand more than person, actually, because think about even McDonald's has a clown, right? And every single, the Geico commercials with the stupid little gecko, which I prefer the cavemen, right? That was my preference. That were much funnier, but maybe it's not PC. I don't know. But all brands that are successful have a personality. Nike's got a personality, just do it, right? It's tied into their name. So creating a personality around your brand is vital. Whether you're Nike or a one-person shop, does not matter. What's more important than your personal brand, in my opinion, is creating that community around it. Because what good is a brand if nobody knows you exist? It's like, here's my brand. I spent $1,000 on a logo and all this design stuff, and like I've got 5 customers. And like
a good example is Harley Davidson or Apple, right? They're like it's like a cult.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, very much so. I've been to. I was actually in Wisconsin during a Harley convention by accident. I went for a rock concert with my son, and I don't know how we got parking, but I've never seen so many motorcycles in my life. And, my favorite one is Red Bull, quite frankly. Red Bull, I learned a lot about there through this book, Killing Marketing. And what Red Bull has done the past few years is nothing short of amazing. And I'm really going to be modeling a lot of my own company's branding as well as clients I work with on what they've done, which is to own their media and create that community and make it an income stream as opposed to an expense. Imagine if this company is spending even 20% of their revenue on marketing. What if that marketing was just free? What if the marketing paid for itself? What would that add to your bottom line? I mean, it's huge. In Red Bull's case, they don't give us numbers because it's privately held, but they're a multi-billion-dollar company, and their media division is massive.
They did a 180 pivot because I contacted them for a martial arts event we were doing, and they said it was too aggressive. They wanted a different kind of thing.
Oh yeah, more extreme.
That with a bull. A bull is
it's extreme solo sports. Maybe that's their thing. They're into this, the skydiving and motocross and stuff where you can kill yourself on your own, not kill somebody else.
That's right. Kill yourself on your own. That's funny. Yeah. Very cool. Yeah. So I didn't ask you, are you married and got kids? You still?
I am single. I have 3 kids from a previous marriage, and they're all in their 20s, young adults. And so yeah. Why are you looking or what? What's going on?
No, I'm just kind of curious because I think it's important with the personality of a person when you're talking to them.
Yes.
I say that people buy from people they know, like, trust, and respect.
Yeah. Right. And well, we're likable guys. Most people who know me like me. Not everybody, I'm sure, but most people do. And,
there's some people like Larry Wingett. You know that name?
Yeah, I've heard of it.
Yeah. He says it doesn't matter if you like him or hate him, you still follow him.
Some people do, some people don't. it's an interesting thing about the personality brand. I wrote an article about pissing off your customers with intention. I mean, I'm not going to get political, but I'm going to use a political example. I don't care whether you like or dislike our former president, right? Doesn't matter. But he was able to galvanize a group of people to the point of winning the presidency. And he didn't do it through a lot of love and all like that, right? He did it through a lot of visceral diatribes and whatnot. It worked. Steve Jobs was not well liked, right? But he's an icon. Mm-hmm. It works for some people. There's a lot of leadership styles. I don't think you and I would like that style. It doesn't resonate with me at all. I prefer, being friendly and happy and stuff. So because of that, I might not have as many enemies, but also I might not have as many followers if I was more controversial.
People like controversy.
I tell my clients, you got to have it. If you're got a hero in your book, you better darn well have a nemesis, because nobody wants a bland story. And light without dark doesn't work. And you're a hero, you need to have a nemesis. Doesn't have to be a person, but it could be an idea, a concept. Sure. The federal government, whatever. Pick a nemesis and make sure you're battling something good, because people love that. Even if you're, Don Quixote, you want to battle a windmill, go for it.
Well, we're in agreement there.
Yeah.
Well, is there anything that like you got your freebie thing? I'm in the event business, so I'm wondering, do you do any speaking or anything like that, or do you have any classes, or do you do retreats in exotic locations or anything like that?
Yeah, I've done speaking a lot in my former life as a real estate investor and trainer. I would speak every single month about real estate investing. It was a passionate thing for me before 2008. But I have done a couple of talks for Rotary, New York Life, things like that. Right now, the past couple of years, I've been pretty much virtual, but love doing event. I'm doing one, I believe, in Chicago in March for a women in business thing. And then in terms of my own retreats, I've got one of my clients who's got this villa in the south of France. And my son and I had a chance to visit him in this location, and it's perfect for an event. I mean, it's gorgeous.
That's what I'm talking about.
It's on a winery. There's a chocolate factory down the valley, the Rhone Valley. He's got a yoga room. He works for Louis Vuitton as a consultant. And he's a magnificent chef, great guy. And I said, he's got a big old hot tub. I said, Harvey, we got to have an event. He goes, come anytime, my friend. We can have an event here. I'm like, I got to have an event there. But I want to make it like a pretty, hoity-toity. I want to bring in like a celebrity person and have like 20 CEO type authors come to this thing. I haven't organized it yet, but I'd like to. That's one of
the projects I'm working on. Is a friend of mine that lives locally here. He's got 150 acres in Costa Rica, and we're building an event venue in the jungle. Mm-hmm. And the idea is to get these corporate people out of their natural environment and get them to another place. It can still be a little bit hoity-toity, but you're in the jungle.
I love Costa Rica. I've been there a few times. It's the way to go, especially now. I think since we've all been like in our solitary, confinement for a year and a half or so, it'll be a good thing to get that going again. People are going to want to move and get out. So yeah, I only have one thing I planned right now. I was thinking March, Chicago, and I haven't put the my focus on our own event lately because I've been focusing on individual client work right now. But it's on the books.
Yep. Yeah. Well, I feel it opening up. Finally, people are, like you said, they're kind of anxious to get something going again. So. Yeah. I'm planning ahead with all that stuff, but let me pop this back up here again so people know how to spell your name, Doug Crowe with an E at the end.
That's right.
And future-proofing your brand. So how do people get a hold of you if they want to connect with you?
They can just go right to DougCrowe.com. I'm available on LinkedIn at @TheDougCrowe and shoot me a message, and I respond to those personally, or my assistant will start the conversation, and we can go from there. And if anyone's interested in doing a book thing, I do have a complimentary assessment that I put together at go.realbestseller.com. But just connect with me on my website, and we can have a chit chat, see if I can help you out or not.
Yeah, that's the headquarters there.
Yeah.
Point. Well, very cool, Doug. I appreciate you taking the time. If you want to stick around and go into the green room, I do have some more of those digital hors d'oeuvres. There's probably some champagne if you're a drinker. I don't drink myself, but it is all digital, so it's very low in calories. And
my favorite. Good.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Doug. Appreciate it.
Thanks so much for having me on. You bet.
Well, that was fun. That was Mr. Doug Crowe, and I resonate with that gentleman because of the branding thing. I think it's really important these days to future-proof your marketing. So, peace, love, and happiness. This is Magic Brad signing off. I want you to be good, be kind, be safe, be friendly, and enjoy the rest of your day. See you later. Bye. Peace.